My name's Terry Sheehan and I'm the Provincial Grand Master for the Mark in the province of Essex. Today I just wanted to give you a short introduction into the Mark Benevolent Fund Sunday lunch meal system that we've been running over the last 12 weeks or so. So we chose Orsett for the south and east, Chingford for the west and the Brightlingsea area for north of the province.
Assistant Provincial Grand Master, can I ask, over the course of the scheme, how many meals were delivered from the centre here at Wivenhoe?
Well, approximately 550 meals were delivered to 43 recipients over 12 weeks. The scheme started a week later here due to logistical problems with the containers, bags, etc. due to the lockdown.
How many volunteer drivers delivered those meals?
19 volunteer drivers in total operated out of Wivenhoe. 7 drivers were needed to cover the runs to the various routes.
Were all the volunteers, are they all Essex Mark men?
Yes, all barring 3, but one of the 3 is waiting to be advanced into Aurelius Lodge, which had to be postponed due to the current suspension of our Masonic activities. 16 different Mark and Ram lodges were represented during this scheme.
What geographical area did the centre cover in its deliveries?
From Harwich in the north to Malden in the south, Clacton in the east to Colchester in the west. The drivers and riders had a fantastic experience in the opening weeks of the scheme. The roads were traffic free due to the lockdown. It was like driving back in 1950s Britain.
Once the province had the funding in place, how did the scheme evolve and identify those that were in need?
Once the original funding from the MBF was secured, our secretarial and media teams became very, very busy promoting the scheme. And our provincial almoner, along with his 2 co-opted assistants, contacted all of our lodge almoners and began to contact all those that may fit the criteria. The almoners were extremely busy over this period, and once recipients were identified, we had to check that they needed and wanted to be included into the scheme. All the information was collated centrally and then broken down into areas and then further broken down into routes for the delivery drivers. As the weeks went by, more recipients came forward as the scheme became more widely known and how good the food was.
Did the menu offered vary over the weeks? And was it the same menu as served from the other centres? And can you give us a flavour of the food provided?
Yes, the menus did vary. We had 6 different meals over the 12 weeks. Each consisted of a main meal and a dessert. They were delivered ready cooked in microwave ready containers simply to heat up and serve. The weekly menus over the weeks were the same from each centre. And the menus were chosen to represent a traditional Sunday lunch. So we had roast beef dinners, chicken dinners, turkey, various pies, etc. And they all came ready with vegetables and gravies.
What feedback have you received from the recipients regarding the service and the food provided?
Well, we've not had a lot of complaints as yet, although this is the last week. The feedback has been really great. It's been incredibly positive. If I may say, I will read a couple of the messages just so you can get a flavour of what the recipients said about the scheme. Our sincere thanks to all of the Essex Mark men who organise and carry out the making and delivery of the wonderful Sunday lunch. It's become the highlight of the week, something to look forward to. God bless you all. I think I speak for all of those who are receiving Sunday lunch and are shielding and can't go outside. That has become a welcome treat. Many thanks. Today, for the first time, my wife and I sampled the Mark lunch. We enjoyed it so very much and now look forward to next Sunday's lunch. As a professionally trained chef, at one time responsible for hundreds of varied meals a day, she would like especially to commend the catering team at Wivenhoe. And finally, thanks to all of those who gave up their Father's Day with their family to give us shielded brethren our Sunday lunch. The feedback was not just received from the recipients of the meals. The drivers also shared their thoughts, and again, if I may, I'll give you a sample. Dear Worshipful Brother John, all the meals in my list from Wivenhoe were delivered to the worthy brethren, and photos attached. The brethren were glad to see me, and we had a small chat just to make sure they were all okay and safe. Everybody appreciated the meal, and one thing was common to all, is that they are missing their masonry and brethren. For myself, having been stuck here in Harwich for what seems ages, it was a great opportunity to get out of town. I enjoyed the drive to parts unknown, and to go such a distance down as far as Heybridge was very enjoyable. Please keep my name on the list of delivery drivers. I am happy to help when needed. Today has been a joyful.
How important do you consider this scheme to be to the brethren in Essex who receive support from it?
From the feedback I've just shared with you, I would say that the scheme of unprecedented importance in Essex marked masonry. It will be long remembered. It was not only of importance to the recipients, but also to the drivers who participated. There were also some unintended consequences of the scheme that we didn't foresee. The loneliness felt by both recipients and drivers during lockdown was eased by the contact between both during the weekly deliveries, which was of immense importance to the well-being of both. For some, their weekly deliveries was the only contact with the outside world during lockdown, especially those of our brethren and widows who live alone.
Do you think this scheme has highlighted marked masonry in Essex?
The scheme has shown marked masonry to be indeed the friendly degree. We have truly looked after our brethren in their time of need.
Assistant Provincial Grand Master, would you do it again?
In a heartbeat. It's why I'm a Freemason, and particularly a marked master mason.
My name is Kevin Ball. I'm an Essex Marked Master Mason. Personally, I would just like to say that it's been a privilege and a pleasure for me to be part of this scheme and to be able to help out those at this present time who are a little less fortunate than us and may be susceptible to infection from this terrible pandemic. It's also been nice to go out for Sunday morning, deliver the meals and have a chat to everybody, especially after being stuck indoors through lockdown. So I would just like to say thank you to everybody that's been involved in the scheme, and you make me proud to be an Essex Marked man.
Hi, I'm Mark, and I've been doing the meals here at Wivenhoe for the Corona meals for the last 3 months. I've enjoyed doing it. It's nice to see some familiar faces as drivers who have been coming to collect the meals and sort of make the deliveries. It's given me something to focus on during the lockdown.
Morning, my name's Lee Chaplin. I'm a Marked Master Mason from Aurelius Lodge, which meets at Colvin Masonic Centre in Clacton. I started to do this purely on a selfish basis that delivering meals enabled me to get out at least once a week, and also I had the opportunity to go and converse with some of our widows who I know are on their own and don't get many visitors. So it's been a real pleasure to be able to do that, and I think it's been an absolutely worthwhile cause, which I'm very proud to say that I'm a Marked Master Mason and been involved in it. Thank you very much.
My name is Brent McMurray. I'm an Essex Marked Master Mason and I belong to Tuscan Pillar Lodge number 1142. I've been delivering meals from the Wivenhoe Masonic Centre as well as others, and I was absolutely delighted to take part in this scheme. I think it's a fantastic scheme, and it also allows us to go out and meet some of the brethren who are normally unable to attend meetings due to their health.
So lastly, I would just like to end up by saying thank you to everybody who's been involved, to the caterers, to the volunteers and to the recipients. So thank you for your time, and I hope to see you all again at Masonic meetings in the near future.